Hey guys, Jeff from Heartland Customs in Purcell, Oklahoma again. And this is the interior video for Matt's Stage 1 1963 split window SPECVETTE build. This thing's getting delivered this week. And so we just wanted to do a quick informal video here, nothing fancy, to show you all the cool little gadgets and stuff that we've integrated into this car. And be sure and check out the exterior walk around video that I did on this, and then we're also doing a quick engine compartment one. So first thing I want to show you, kind of as we walk up to the interior on this car, I'm going to kind of do a quick little walk around here so you can see the paint and stuff on this thing, just in case you haven't checked out that exterior video. But this thing is insane. The paint is nuts. The body work, everything's pretty much as perfect as you're going to get it. 3/16 gaps on every panel alignment. Everything was blocked as one piece. You probably hear the car door unlocking and locking there as I walk around because I've got the fob in my hand. So first thing as we walk up to this car is you actually do have a nice little fob here, and it's got the lock and the unlock buttons here where I can do it manually, as you can see there. You can see those LED park lights there, and the tail lights flash too to let you know across the parking lot that the car did lock. The cool thing about this is it's fully RFID. So you're actually probably never going to push that lock or unlock button. As I walk up to this car, I'll hold this down here so you can see. And it unlocked by itself. I didn't push any buttons there. So I'm going to put that in my pocket here. And as you can see, now the doors are unlocked. This car is equipped with a push button start, and it's pretty neat. Let me get down in here so you can see. What we did is we took the original key and took that lock cylinder and everything out, and then we actually machined a bezel to mimic the bezels that you see around the clock and the gauges, but we made it to where it'll accept that push button start. When I walk away from this car, the doors will lock, and that push button start, actually the illumination goes off, and then it's dead. It won't do anything. So nice safety feature there. When you walk up though, it turns solid there, and that means it's active. So if I push this thing one time, then everything comes alive here. These are the Dakota Digital RTX gauges. We've used Dakota Digital in our builds for a long time. Get you a better view there. We love them. The 63 had these spun metal centers in them, and they've done a nice job of duplicating that. And that kind of shows you it's the 63 gauges. Everything's LED backlit. These things are Bluetooth. Setup is super easy if you ever get these things and go to, put it in your own car, because you basically go on the Bluetooth deal, and in like 30 seconds you can set everything up, set your sensors. It pairs with your phone, so like when you go and drive, it's using satellite GPS to set your speedometer and things like that. I mean, it's pretty bonkers, the technology that they've put into these things, and we've been using them for 14 years, so we've seen them come a long way since the stuff that we used a long time ago. But like I said, LED backlit, you can change the colors to match the car or whatever. We like the white with the red needles for just a classic look, but the owner can pair his phone with the Bluetooth app and change all that stuff on the fly if he wants to. This is kind of look we like. It's got the small LCD screens there. They've got all different. Let me see if I can reach this. You can set your range, your trips, service timers. There's your volt, fuel, water, oil, all that stuff. 0 to 60 time, high speed, quarter mile, eighth mile. You name it, you can do it on here. If you got the exterior temperature there, we went ahead and opted for that option. So we've actually got a probe up there built into the front grille that gives us our exterior temperature. It's 68 degrees in the shop this morning. And clock and trip and you name it, it's there. And then of course you have all your other gauges. Then they do a matching clock too that mimics the look of whatever year clock. So they have I think 3 different sets for the C2 Corvettes. As the gauges changed I think it's 63, 64, and then 65, 66 is a different one, and then 67 is the last one. So they have sets for all those. So let me see if I can get in here a little further, and let's turn this thing on. And then, so radio, Retro Sound is who we use for these. I really like them. We use some other companies that people have probably heard of, around a little bit longer before these, and the quality just wasn't where we wanted it. So these are really nice. Everything's digital. It pairs to your phone, through Bluetooth audio there. If I'm listening to a song, it'll tell me the name of the song and the artist and the whole deal, just like a modern stereo will. But you can change all the colors to match. Of course, we got them white to match the gauge cluster, but it has basically just about every functionality that you can possibly imagine on that thing. AM, FM, you can do Sirius XM, whatever you want to do. So we use those in all the car. Vintage Air, of course, we love those guys. These things work fantastic. They'll freeze you out even in the hottest day, and it hooks all up to the original gauges or the original levers here. And the original ones were these crazy cable pulls and all this, and now it's just this really nice rotary knobs. Everything's nice and smooth and modern. And then, you got your temperature. You can blend from floor to dash to defrost. And it's fantastic. I mean, it really is really, really nice stuff. So this is kind of cool. This is, if you watch the exterior video, you're going to get to see my ugly mug there a little bit while I'm doing this. But this is the Gentex full display video mirror. So this is what we did in the exterior video. We show the 3D printed camera housing and all that we did that actually replaces the license plate light. And so check that out if you want more information on this. But this thing's really slick because it's, let me see if I can kind of duplicate what you would be looking at. That's where you'd be looking at. So your split window is kind of blocking your visibility there. But if you just push this, split window's gone. So now you're looking at, full display, full video display, and you can do all kinds of stuff on this thing. I mean, you can actually change the angle. So you go, well, I want to look a little further down, or I want to look a little further up, and that thing will actually, change that, and you can put it right where you want it. And you can actually do the brightness. You can dim it, if it's nighttime. It's got a sensor, so it does all that automatically. But pretty neat piece right there, because we've basically fixed the split window dilemma. They could have kept the split if they'd have had this technology back in the day. But then when you're done with that, you just flip that, and it goes back to being a mirror. So I'm going to keep it in video mode so you don't have to look at me while I'm doing the rest of this video. We do a one-piece suede headliner in these cars, which you can kind of check out there. That's all Nova suede from the Moore and Giles company. Same way with the leather in this interior. I'll kind of get you walk around. I probably should have done this first, I guess. So Moore and Giles, in my opinion, has the nicest leather on the planet. Gulfstream uses this exact same leather line in their $76 million G700 aircraft. So I figure if it's good enough for that, it's good enough for our cars. So that's their leather that's in here, and that's their Nova suede up there. So they've got a ton of different colors to match with their leather. We did just a shade darker brown to contrast the leather a little bit, and I think it looks amazing. We actually, if you've ever seen the headliner in one of these cars, it is about 42 pieces, like a jigsaw puzzle, plastic, and I think it's terrible. I'm not a fan of the way it looks at all, and it's kind of gaudy. And so what we did is we actually took one of these cars when it was in bare fiberglass and basically gutted it, disassembly, and we flipped it upside down and we made a mold of the top. And then our friends at Sculpt Garage, who do all of our interiors, If you need an interior done, call Brent down there, San Marcos, Texas. And it doesn't matter where you're at in the world. We build cars and deliver cars all over the world for people. And Sculpt Garage, same way. You're probably not going to find somebody that does this level work local to you unless you're just really fortunate and happen to be close to one of the shops that do this type of work. So now with the internet and all that, you can, don't worry about it being local, because they can send you pictures and videos and all that, and you can watch the whole car come together. So Sculpt Garage is the same way. They're down there in Texas, but hell, if you're in Detroit or Washington State or Oregon, you need to still send your cars down there, because I've worked with a lot of interior shops over the years, and I'll tell you right now, there's a reason that I use Sculpt Garage. So give Brent a call down there if you need an interior done. He does every single car that comes out of Heartland Customs. Anyway, you can see his level of work. It's pretty insane. Look back here. Originally in these cars, it was just like this carpeted. The walls were carpeted. That back wall was carpeted. It was just meant as it's just a compartment back there. Well, that wasn't good enough for us. So what we did is we basically took that door panel design that you see right there, and then we took that and made it flow back into the back. So it's got that same tuck and roll, the same trim, everything as the door does. And then we brought the suede down there into that top portion. That lower panel right there is actually magnetic, and it opens up, and your subwoofer is hidden back there. And also all your electronics, your fuse panels and relays and control modules and everything that you would ever need to get to electrically is in that one spot, rather than, some cars I've seen that people have bought at auctions and brought in here because it had all kinds of problems. And when it did, good luck finding the relays and the fuses, because they've just randomly throughout the car. And so this is nice. We've done a lot of engineering to move all that stuff back there and keep it in one spot. And that's to help you guys out. If there ever, something's going to go wrong, you're going to pop a fuse, a relay can go bad. It's a $6 deal at your local auto parts store, but it can go bad. So all that's right there to help you guys out if ever have to work on it. That's one thing we really focus on the cars that we build. You might see this little insignia here, if I can zoom in to where you can actually read it. So that says SPECVETTE Audio by Kicker. Kicker Audio is a company out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. We're in Oklahoma too, so we always try to support local business for sure. And these guys, in my opinion, are the best audio equipment builders in the world. The sound quality in these cars is insanity. This thing has got a custom-built subwoofer box. Brent at Sculpt Garage came from the audio industry originally, so the stuff that he designs is competition level quality. It's balanced sound. The way that we've done the sound staging, you can kind of see the kick panel down there. It has the same logo. We're always giving a shout out to those guys at Kicker, Oklahoma strong. So but you've got 6.5-inch components down there. You've got speakers up there where the original AM FM radio just had a little speaker up there. We've actually got 2 tweeters up there that are staged nice off of the windshield to reflect sound, and then 6.5 components down there. And then we've got the subwoofer hidden back here in the back, and it's all nicely hidden and you don't see anything, but the sound quality is freaking insane. And you've got your own bass knob that we hide in the glove box there, where you can actually adjust the bass to where if you just want no bass, or you want a little bass, or you want to rattle the windows, you can do all of it with the stereo systems that we put in these cars. So looking around, power windows, power locks, all that stuff is standard in these cars. This is kind of a neat option that this customer wanted. He wanted the what they used to call the his and her shifter. Low Car calls it the sport shifter now. So it's an automatic. This guy wanted an automatic, and he didn't want to shift, didn't want to have to be clutching, when he's driving around in the city and things like that. So he wanted an automatic, but he wanted the ability to shift if he, go into a manual mode if he wanted to. So we talked about doing the steering wheel mounted shifters, and he didn't want it because you could see, the look with it. So what we did is we contacted the guys at Low Car. We told them what we want to do. They had a new sport shifter unit that came in here, and it hooked right into the 4L60 electronic automatic transmission. And now you've got your normal overdrive transmission that is fantastic and smooth, and you barely even feel the shifts. It doesn't get any better than that. Bowler built that transmission for us. They build all of our transmissions. Never had an issue. Great customer service if you ever need anything, and the quality is insane. So Bowler did that for us. Low Car, we used their sport shifter, and then once we got it in there, we actually worked with them and their muscle shifter there, and kind of designed our own shifter to where it looked like the original C2 Corvette shifter. And then now you just press down on the ball like this, and then that's actually going to shift it. It doesn't want to shift unless you push down on the ball. So you got a little safety feature. You got a neutral safety switch built right into that Low Car shifter. We did a custom shift indicator here that shows him what he's got there. But you actually, come down into drive, and then you push it over there, and then you can hear the little micro switches. And that way you can go manual mode and bump shift that thing up and down if you want, or just go right back into drive. It's all run on a CompuShift computer. Couldn't be happier. I think it's fantastic. Took a little bit of work because it was one of those deals we'd never done it. The sport shifter was pretty new, and so customer wanted it. We engineered the whole thing, figured it all out. Works flawlessly. Looks totally original. Couldn't be happier with that part. So I think that's about it for the interior. I'm sure I'm missing something about this little guy up here. HomeLink. You can program it to where it opens your garages, your gate. I've got one of these in my Chevy truck, and it works fantastic. This one we painted the housing to match the suede. That's an option that you can put in your cars if you want to. We just build it all in when we build it, and it doesn't look like an add-on that way. I think that is about it. If you got any questions, then you send us an email, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. And check out the engine video. That's the next thing that we're going to be doing, is just doing a quick little video to show the engine compartment on this car. And be sure and check out our other videos. You can shoot us an email at www.heartlandcustoms.us. Be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks.